Hi everyone, so welcome to my channel. This channel's name is Storyline and my name is Purna. This is a different kind of video that I am going to do today. This is a video about books that I didn't like. Like there are popular books that I have read and some of them I have finished, some of them I couldn't even finish because I didn't like them. So these are 10 popular books that I have DNFed or I didn't like. DNF means did not finish, and I either DNF this book or did not finish these books. This is my personal opinion. Okay, I don't mean to hurt anybody with my opinions. So if your favorite book is in this list, it is of course your right to love that book, and it is only my personal opinion that I didn't like that book. But these are popular books, so many people love these books. I understand that. Only that I didn't like this book. So please consider my personal opinion, and I don't invite any hate, please. I don't have the copy of this book with me because usually I don't buy the books if I don't like it. I usually read the books in Kindle first, and if I don't like it, I buy the copy of this book because Kindle books are cheaper. Only if I really like the book, I'll buy the copy of that book because I want to keep them. Since I don't have the copies of this book, I'll put a picture of the book on the screen. The first book I would like to tell you about is something I finished, but I didn't like it. That is Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. The story is that a lady goes to this very famous actress, Evelyn Hugo, who is now old lady. He is a now old lady, and she writes the biography of this old lady, Evelyn Hugo, and we go through the life of Evelyn Hugo. And I didn't like it because everything felt a little superficial. Like it felt a lot like a biography itself, and if I really wanted to read a biography, I would have read a biography of a real person instead of a fictional biography. And she has seven husbands, Evelyn Hugo, and she just like go through them, and I felt that it was just superficial for a little bit and not enough. There was nothing in the book that kept me interested. There is a love story certainly in it, but it came out of left field, and I couldn't connect with it. So Evelyn Hugo is one book that I don't like. The second book I would like to talk about is Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. This was also very superficial for me because the story is that Addie LaRue, lady Addie, gets cursed by demon death or something, and uh, he he curses her that she will live forever, like she is immortal, but everybody who meets her will forget her. That is the curse, and she is extremely distraught by this curse because she can't find love. Okay, then okay, I can understand that she can't find love, but then if she is it is a kind of a blessing also, because that term comes with a lot of possibilities that will be forgotten by everybody who meets her. So there could have been lot of good things that she could have done with that curse, but then her only priority is finding love. She is lamenting that she is not finding love, and she is sleeping around with guys, and she is not finding love. Okay, she is, I can understand that it is a very depressing thing to happen to her, but why is that the main focus? She could, with that curse, she could have done a lot more in her life, the immortal life, than just lamenting around. So I felt that book didn't I didn't like that part of that book, and it felt very superficial also, so I didn't like that book. Rest, it was I really liked that the character of the devil, or that devil, I think, in that book. I wanted Adilaru to end up with that villain than the main guy. Villain was more interesting. So that was one book. Second book I would like to say that I didn't like. The third book I would like to say that I didn't like is Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. I found it very slow and very slow paced. Like there was no story, there was only setting. Like the setting is very mystical and magical. I understand that, I like that, but there should be some story. It's the story is very extremely slow paced that I couldn't like finish this book. I DNFed this book, like did not finish. So that is another book that is very popular. I have seen that a lot of people love Night Circus, but it was not for me. Another book that I didn't finish is The Wishing Game by Meg Schaffer. This book was recommended by one of the YouTuber I really like, and her favorite book of last year was this book. So I had very high expectations of the book. I was struggling so much with this book that I couldn't finish it. I was reading one page one day, then I was not having interest in it. Then again one page one day. I felt that it was my problem that I couldn't finish this book. But when I switched the book to another book, and I was holding on to this book for 6 months, and I was unable to finish it. I was like barely even halfway through the book when I decided I just cannot finish this book, and I moved on to another book, and that book flew through. Like I finished it for 3 4 days, and so I felt that it was indeed the fault of the book that I couldn't finish it. So Wishing Game is another book that is very popular, and I couldn't finish it. The next book, this could be controversial because this is a very much famous and favorite book of a lot of people. It's a series. I just started the first book, and I about the halfway point I gave up on this book because it was not for me. The book series is The Court of Throne and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. The Court of Thorn and Roses fair. The story is that Farah, a human girl, is taken into a fairy realm by Tamlin, a fairy, and then they have Stockholm syndrome, like Beauty and the Beast kind of stuff, romance. And romance was okay, but it gets too smutty in the places, and fairy smut was not my kind of thing, I guess. I couldn't, and I know that in the second books, the main love interest changes from Tamlin to Raysand, Raysand, and I was wondering why suddenly the main lead just changes in a series. That was kind of confusing for me. Also, I couldn't go on to read all that fairy smut stuff, and there was no substance in the story other than the fact that it's a fantasy romantasy book. The next book I would like to tell you that I didn't finish is Normal People by Sally Rooney. The story was okay, but the way it was written was so mundane. Like maybe the mundanity of it is the selling point of this book, but it was so mundane that there was nothing going on other than a normal two people meeting and then they developing a relationship, and then there was nothing. It was written so mundane way, so I couldn't finish it. It is also, it could be a hit or miss kind of book, because some people might love that spontaneity. Personally, for me, it was not my favorite. Another book that I really didn't like is Hating Game by Sally Throne. It is it I didn't finish this book. I read till 75% of the book, I think. It was just smart, lot of smart, and no real feelings. I don't like then personally. I don't like the enemies to lovers trope, but I can't remember much of this book because it was so nothing in it. Just enemies to lovers and just a lot of smut, that's all. Just I don't like when the every feeling of these characters are based on just physical attraction and the sexual tension of between those characters. It it defies the point that it is not a love story. Then I feel it's just smart. The next book I would like to tell you is about Summer I Turned Pretty by Jenny Han. I felt that I didn't finish this book. I didn't even start this book because I read only couple of pages and one chapter of this book, I think. I felt that I was too old to read this book because it was meant for a little bit younger audience, and it was like reverse harem trope. I don't like reverse harem trope a lot because one girl and lot of boys and she has to choose between them. That is not something I personally like, and I know a lot of people like that trope, but it is not for me. And I felt that like this was meant for a little younger audience, but this is not the fault of the author, because I love Jenny Han as an author, and I love all the boys I've loved before book series and the movies. So it is something that the book Summer I Turned Pretty was just not for me. That's all. That was the problem. The next book I would like to tell you about that I didn't finish is Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston. That book was okay. I couldn't finish it because there was a lot of things going on, and it was again based on physical attraction than mental connection. I felt it was witty and there was a lot of back and forth going on, but maybe I couldn't connect with them because just before reading this Red, White, and Royal Blue, I was reading Aristotle and Dante, and Aristotle and Dante is so much good as a LGBTQ book, and Red, White, and Royal Blue felt too much physical things going on. So maybe that's why I couldn't like that book. So I didn't finish it again. And then the next book I would like to tell you is Dimple Mit Rishi by Santhya Menon. It's an Indian characters book. It was released in English in USA, I think, but it is about Dimple and Rishi who are living in USA, and they are Indian origin kids, not kids, teenagers. The story is that Rishi and Dimple are matched by their parents in an arranged marriage, and Rishi is very happy about that, and Dimple doesn't like that, and Rishi comes to meet Dimple in when they go to this um, programming convention or something, and Rishi introduce her, like go to her and say hi future wife, and she pours a cold coffee on him, and like that. I liked all that, but then the story goes haywire and deviates from the main plot, and it goes somewhere else, and that's why I didn't like this book. It was okay till that point. Then she starts like having a dance competition and stuff like that, which felt too much feeding into the Bollywood kind of stereotype that you like Westerners have about India, which I didn't appreciate. But if this book has a TV series in Netflix, it is called a Mismatched. It is made in India, and I really like the mismatch, and it doesn't deviate from the main story. It takes a different turn, but it is very okay turn, and we like this that story, and it surpasses the book story, I think. because Mismatched has a second season and third season is upcoming, I think. So I like Mismatched. So if you are a person who liked Dimple Met Rishi, you should really watch Mismatched. And that's all for today, I guess. These are 10 books, 10 very popular books that I didn't like and I did not finish. So if you have any books that you didn't like, popular books that you didn't like, please tell me about them in the comments, and I'll see you next time. Bye.